rugby team?
No, but good on them. Get out there and you know, show that they've got they got balls.
Yeah. That's good. The Gay Rugby World Cup in Sydney provides free beer and like a decent rugby, real sense of sporting brotherhood and camaraderie. What do you think about that?
Mate, I'm not homophobic at all. You know, I mean, everybody's got their choices on this planet, and you know, it's a shame we fight about so many things. So go for them. All the more power to them, and I hope they enjoy their hit-ups.
Yeah, and free beer, bro.
And free beer.
I mean, if you're really trying to attract some attention, you give out free beer. Yeah. But that's awesome, man. So yeah, I think there's a new gay rugby league in Australia.
Yeah, well, here in America, there's that guy who's coming out. You know, the first NFL, player to admit he's gay. You know what I mean? I don't know what the issue is. You know, I mean, I personally don't have a problem with it. You know, other people do, but I don't want to judge other people's choices. But you know,
you feel athletes should be it should be less of an issue for athletes to come out publicly?
Oh, I just think if you're in love, you're in love, you know, or if you have a persuasion to be exploring in some sector, that's kind of your business. You know, life is not easy, man, and you know, we all have to go through ways of finding our own connections, and if people find connections that make them feel good, all the better for them.
Absolutely.
You know?
Lastly, are you familiar with All Blacks coach Steve Hansen?
Well, you know, I no.
You know of him, though, yes?
I should, yeah. Of
okay.
Course, yeah,
recently, he said that they should rip up the official rugby's handbook as far as refereeing goes. Okay. He says that the referees have too many options, really, to call calls straight. So what do you think about that? He wants to hire a panel of judges.
Well, you know, I mean, my view on it is that sport is becoming so, you know, it's such a big money business, you know, and players and you know, I mean, fans alike, you know, there's so much money involved in it, but I like the video referee stuff, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, you hate to see a team lose a game because some guy on the sideline decided to put down his flag and he was completely wrong.
Sure.
You know.
That was his complaint, is the judges there would be a miscommunication amongst the judges where he wanted to hire the 10 best referees to basically ref the entire season.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, the better the quality of the calls, the better the game. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I think everyone holds on to tradition when it comes down to the men in the ref shirts. You know, I mean, it's good to have a man in the middle doing those calls, but it's like it's kind of like boxing. Yeah. You know, you've got like a guy in the middle sort of stopping the thing, but it's other people who are observing on a very technical level that make the calls. You know, so you know, it's a shame that when some guy who hasn't got the full vision is actually the one blowing the whistle all the time or making the calls. So yeah, I don't know, mate. Referee's got a long way to go, but technology is going to play a big part in the future, I'm sure.
Good answer. Lastly, you mentioned boxing. Do you know what cauliflower ears are filled with?
Isn't it gristle? I heard that, you know, yeah. I didn't have to play in the forwards, so I didn't get those.
Your ears look pretty sharp, my man.
Kind of fine, mate.
Pretty sharp. Cauliflower ears
are intact.
They're filled with blood.
I was on the back line running away from people rather than running into them.
And is it Oscar Pistorius not guilty on first-degree murder, right, in South Africa, right? Did you hear that or no?
What are we talking
Oscar
about?
Oscar Pistorius.
Oh, right.
Right? They found him not guilty, actually.
Oh, really?
Of first-degree murder.
You know,
right?
I don't know enough of the details, but it sort of seemed like a fairly dubious.
He may get something else, like even like involuntary something or other, but the big one, the first-degree murder, was not guilty.
You know what? The only thing I can say is it's extremely sad for his family. Yeah, you know, to have to be going through the pain of not really sort of knowing what happened, and
gotcha.
And I'm assuming they'd be devastated because you know, it did seem as though their poor daughter was in a room with this guy, and there doesn't seem to be any other. I don't know. I'd have to.
You wouldn't wake up in the middle of the night firing a gun into your.
Well,
neither would I. So it seems a little iffy.
You know what? It sounds like another. What's his name? Who stabbed his wife?
OJ.
OJ. Yeah, it sounds like an OJ in South Africa.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty clear, but the justice system in South Africa is kind of weird, where the judge decides everything, right? It's not like our court system here in the U.S. A little different.
I just don't know enough about the case. I read a story once in a magazine, you know, with some details, and it sort of seemed as though it couldn't have been anybody else but him if you were, you know, half a detective. But you know, I guess what it is that you have to prove beyond the
reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
I don't know how it works in South Africa, but
do it. So somebody must have gone in there with a whole bunch of what was it? The ricocheting bullet.
There's no doubt that there's no doubt that he killed her. It's just whether or not he knew whether it was intentional or he knew it was her or he thought it was an intruder or whatever. But
another part of this crazy world, brother.
Appreciate it. Sorry, another Aussie over there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, no worries.